Good afternoon. It is June 27th, 2025. And today, if you're looking at the 1300 tick chart or any lower time frame, we have a range day. Here's how it looks on the, this is the weekly chart. So this is our week. Huge bullish bar, big bull body. So we're probably, I would imagine we're going to try to make the all-time highs. So 62.85 or so is the target on the weekly chart. Here's the daily chart. So what was looking after a crazy sell-off, like we were going to get a bear bar, prices rebounded. And this is very, if you look at these smaller time frames, so the 1300 tick chart, it is not out of the ordinary that prices rebounded. Let's say this is the range. If you're looking after this sell-off, this huge sell-off, it is not abnormal for it to at least correct 50%. And so that's what I would, if I was trying to buy down here and I had to walk away and I couldn't. I was trying to buy and I would have held it till 50%. If I was trading, let's say 5 contracts, I'd take, 3 contracts off right there and hold, and you get a big move. And so when you start to see all this stuff, let's say you got in at 61.95, if you were trading 5 contracts, got 3 out at 50%, that's 60 points, held the rest until the break of this overshoot channel, you're getting an additional 10 points on those. So that's like, what would that be? 30 points on 2 contracts. That's an additional 60 points. So you're getting 120 points. That's $6,000 for someone trading, 5 contracts or something. So a very, very volatile day. Lots of volume. I feel like it was more volume today than the past few days. But anyway, let's take a look at this. So when the market opened yesterday, we gapped up, and you get basically a parabolic buy climax. You can see that. You got 1 push up, 2 push up, 3 push up, and then we get this bear channel. Let's say it starts right there, something like that. Spike, bear channel, get a break, go sideways a little, and then you get another move up. So let's see. This is actually, yeah, I wasn't expecting this to be in price action. So when yesterday closed, we were in this broad bull channel. That's something to think about. And you get this spike in bear channel, 5 o'clock somewhere in here. I'm not looking for shorts on these past few days unless you have the sell-off like you did today. But we didn't have that up until today. So here, I'm not looking for shorts. We have a break, find some support here, and we bounce. And you can see we have 1 leg up, 2 legs up, pulls back to the EMA, it bounces. What time is this? 6:44. So this is after market opens. So you want to be looking for like any small pullback, bull trend, and that's what we get here. So let's look at the breakout above these bodies. Does it create a gap? Yes. So, consider this higher low. And now breaks out, not necessarily a gap, but it doesn't make a new lower high, if you will. I know I said that poorly, but you want to jump in. You might be catching a low for today. Let's see, where does this probably start? Yeah. And it doesn't turn out to be lows of the day, but you would definitely be making money. You get a sort of second entry long right here. I don't like the tail on top of that, but I mean, that's at the trend line. And you can see we gapped up here. So if you take that as a higher low, and here we go sideways, you get a break, couple legs up to a new high. I'm not hating on anybody for taking this higher low, even though we got a big bear bar. It didn't close below the EMA. Boom, now you have a close below the EMA here. I don't think you want to buy this after this bear channel. You got a second leg down here, and I like any of these. Higher low, higher low. It looks like this is a range at this point. Or, you know, some people would be arguing it's like a wedge bottom type situation. That definitely looks like you're buying at the bottom of a channel. I would probably have my highs of the channel right there or there. It looks like you're buying at the bottom of the channel, which, yeah, I think that's a decent buy. You get a nice bull breakout, pull back, boom. You could consider this one, but you know you're going into highs, so you got to be careful. Finds resistance at the highs, as you would expect. Sells off to support, back to the midline and the EMA. Sell off again, and you don't really get a good signal bar here. If you got a good signal bar like these two here, I would say take it after it stalls. So not right here, but after it stalls, go sideways. If you got a good signal bar, boom. I think you can argue for, well, I was going to say you can argue for this one. Yeah, I think you can on a day like today. If you are anticipating more bull moves, I think you can take this higher low. And look at that. Super nice, tight bull channel. So, you know, buy this. It's gapping up. Somehow you got to get in on this. We get a break, get a pullback, boom. The bear breakout here fails, you get a higher low. Reasonable to take that. You know, don't be holding it with a wide stop or anything, but reasonable to take that. Double bottom here. I think I'd be a little hesitant. You got a small gap below the EMA. You have a move to a new high. But I wouldn't hate on anybody for taking this entry here. And then the sell-off starts. So you get this move down. This is what it looks like to me. Something like that. And you get a second entry short right there, but I'm just not at this point considering any shorts. I really don't think you should be. You could argue for this like a wedge bottom here. If you look at that, 1, 2, 3, pulls back to the EMA. We don't get a gap above the EMA, and you get this second entry short. So I think some real counter trend traders, you know, I think this makes sense. Even though it looks like a tight bull channel, it's off a trend line. It's a second entry short. It's actually a second entry short when it goes below here, but then you get an inside bar, boom. So I could understand that. You know, you get a second entry short here too, but it's not off the trend line, so to speak. It's off the EMA though, and this channel might be a little steeper, but I think I drew this off the lows. And I don't see any other way you could get short. When it broke out here, I'm looking for a measured move, so I like this. But look at that. You would have only gotten a scalp. And then it sells off again. And so these are two very strong legs down. It bounces. We gap above the EMA. So for that reason, you know, I think you can consider this, but you got to take profits at some point. You have to have a system for taking these profits, because if you're looking for, you know, the breakout in the other direction, it never comes. And so, you know, if you got long here, probably take profits below this weak bull bar, below this one, or below this bear bar here. But anyway, at this point, you know, it is a strong move down. I'm thinking maybe, you know, you have to be very careful here, but that's a strong bear bar. It's going into the lows is the problem. Now we have a range here. There's no clear entry in my opinion here. Boom, we get this bull channel, and you get a second entry short here. I think this is reasonable to consider, but look at, if you got stopped out right there, you know, you might want to put your stop above here if you're taking this. That's something to consider, because that's a second entry short. This looks like a buy climax. It's off the trend line. So just something to think about. You probably would have scalped out if you're going for 1 point, but nothing more. You can see this is a channel, and we come up short, and then you get a strong rally that's followed by a sell-off, so we're ranging. So at this point, I am looking to buy again. I am looking to buy. After you get this very strong sign of bull buying, you know, you could consider this one. You could consider this one. You know, this kind of looks like you're in the middle of the channel, so I'm not digging it too much. This is second entry long. I'm not crazy about it, but it's off the EMA. Yeah, strong move after that. This is really, it's just just knowing what prices are gonna probably try to do. You know, make that 50% correction. Let me draw this out a little bit and drag this. On such a strong bull day, they're gonna try, and they may not succeed, but today they did, and that's why I would consider these buys. So, do you buy this high or low? I don't think you should. I think you want to buy closer to the EMA. And so I think after that, it's just limit orders. You know, we break out above this close, and people probably buy with limit orders here, saying like, if the body closes lower than this or this, I'll get out of the trade. And it didn't. And so they held, and it keeps going up. So this is a, even though it doesn't look like it on this chart, this is a buy the close rally. If we look, here, I think that's here. You can see people are just buying the close, and then they take profits because it's the end of the day. So very, very informational day today. Very volatile. Lot to learn from a day like today. I'm probably not going to be making videos for about 2 weeks, so I hope everyone has a good couple of weeks, and I'll be back mid-July.